My name is Alex Duenas. We've been married 23 years. Got two kids. Jeremy is 22 years old, and Michaela is 18. And I married my soulmate.
I'm Catherine Duenas. I'm the soulmate.
I spoke to a couple of friends, and I said, "Oh, that's not gonna happen to me." Corona was making fun of it, with the coronavirus. "Oh, that's never gonna happen." This and that. And then I started getting like a cough. The next morning, I got up around 9:30. It was something like that, and I tried to get up, and I fell from the couch to the floor. So I told my son, I said, "Ed said call 911, so call 911."
So of course, I let everyone know on Facebook, like this is what's happening. And then again, it just seemed like overnight, like things just took, a drastic turn. And they were calling to say that he's not maintaining his oxygen. Every time we remove it, it plummets, so we have to think about intubating him. And obviously at that time, like that was a death sentence. So that was just that wasn't good news, but that's what happened. That whole week that he was in the hospital, my father was getting sick. The next morning, we were like, we're calling the ambulance. Like he didn't give us permission. He didn't agree to it or anything like that. It was just something that needed to happen, that we needed to do. I was just left in my house with my children and my father, who was, my whole life, my husband, my whole world was just gone. I got the phone call that, it was the FaceTime phone call from the doctors saying that we had to intubate him and basically telling me to say goodbye to my father. He passed on Good Friday on April 10th.
When I went into the hospital, everything was like I said, I didn't know anything. But then when I woke up and I got a little better, I went and I asked Kat. I said, "How's Dad doing?" Because I know, this and that. "Oh, he's fine." And I told her, "Flip the camera. I want to see Dad." And then I seen her face. And then I said, "He got sick? Is he okay?" And then she started crying. Brother Danica over here, he came and he asked me, "What can I do for you?" And I said, he goes, how you doing?" I said, I don't know what to ask for. I said, I'm just scared for my family. My insurance lapsed, this and that. And then he took over.
So when we first realized that Brother Alex was in need and his family was going through this horrific process of just having to deal with the potential rehab costs and then losing his father-in-law and then just having to deal with all the financial issues. Can you imagine going through all that? The process, being that I was the treasurer of the Valley, I knew the process for the Grand Almoner Fund was to reach out to our Valley Secretary, who was John Walker Robinson, and our Commander-in-Chief, who was Carlos Cruz at the time.
And I received a phone call from the Secretary of Scottish Rite. And he goes, "How you doing, Brother Alex?" This is Brother Robinson. "How you doing, Brother?" He goes, "This and that. I need a favor from you." I said, "What?" "I need your bank account." I said, "Some brothers realized that you need a little bit of help, and we're here to help you."
It was it's within hours, not days, that the brothers came together and were able to get this taken care of.
I was sick. My insurance lapsed. I didn't know what we was gonna do, how we was gonna pay this, and Scottish Rite did this for my family.
We had a brother in need. His family's going through one of the worst situations you can ever imagine, and it was close to home because I know Alex. If there's anything that we could do, we were gonna do it. And the fact that they were able to cut through all the red tape as quickly as they did to give that relief, still to this day is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in Masonry.
So we actually, when he came home, my son made a giant sign for the window in front of the house to let people know that there's a COVID survivor here. And we put that he was 39 days in the hospital and he was 20 days on a ventilator.
To the brothers who make the decisions in the Almoner Fund, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you guys do. I was in need and you helped me out, and I wish I can help others the way you helped me. Greatly appreciate it. And once again, with part of my heart, thank you.